welcome to this week's Flexi. This week we're looking at Jesus the Master Teacher. Jesus the Educator was a master. He was able to transform people through the way that he taught. So as an example of effective teaching, of effective pedagogy, of effective connection to audience, of an effective use of relationship to inspire change, to develop ideas, he is held up as an example of someone who was one of the very best people who has walked the earth as a teacher. So that is what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at the ideas that made him a master teacher. What made him a master teacher? What did he do so effectively that not only connected to the various people groups, age groups, religious groups that he interacted with at the time he was on earth ministering, but still connect, inspire and develop people today in the 21st century. The basis of this week's work is going to be around 2 articles as we consider this idea. The first is the Sebezma article, and the Sebezma article really is going to get you to look at the idea that as an educator Jesus was distinctive, and these distinctives that he possessed make the Christian educator a distinctive educator. So you can look at a person and you can look at the way they model, the way they act, and you can see that Christianity come through without words being necessarily used. And so the activity that follows on from this is a debate, and that debate is the Christian educator distinctive? And if the Christian educator is distinctive, then can we actually see it? And I know you're going to have a lot of different perspectives on that, and there should be some engaging debate, and that's why I've set up the Tricider to follow on to and to put your perspective across. Was Jesus a distinctive educator? Yes or no? And then to put your arguments for and against this approach. The second article is Pasmino, and Pasmino looks at the aspects of what Jesus had that made him such a good teacher. It also engages with the idea of, as a Christian educator, perhaps where should our focuses be within the classroom context? Should they be focused, for example, and I know this comes through strongly in the reading, on marginalised groups, because Jesus spoke and transformed those groups so effectively during his ministry. So I want you to consider the article, and then I want you to reflect on those ideas and then enter your ideas into the forum entry. So as a Christian educator or as an educator of ideas, come at it from your perspective. What are the things that you are going to take from Jesus' teaching pedagogy or teaching approach and put into your own pedagogy to make you a more effective teacher? So you might want to discuss 1 or 2 critical ideas that you've picked up from the article that you think Jesus was really transformative, was a change maker, and that you need to include in your pedagogy. And then you might want to discuss how you might practically be able to see that happen within the approach you take within the New Zealand context, within the New Zealand framework, and those considerations. So again, it's coming at it from your own perspective. What have you taken from the role Jesus took as a teacher that you are going to use or will inspire you within your role as the teacher within a New Zealand classroom? Now, there's 2 other things I want to discuss this week, and the first is the Open Zone and the second is the Open Zone Live. Now, the Open Zone is right at the top of the week, and that's just a question space. So if you've got any questions about this week's work, that's where you put them. If you've got any questions also about other things such as assignments, etc., that you think other people might want to know, also that's where you put them, because I'm going to actively look at that space and try and answer them as quickly as I can. Now the second is the Open Zone Live, and the Open Zone Live is going to be Wednesday at 1 o'clock. and that's when I'm going to be online, and I will be discussing the week's work. I'll be answering any of your questions if you jump online and have them, and I'll also be answering any questions from the open zone as well. So if you've got a question and you can't be there at 1 o'clock, throw it into the open zone and I will attempt to answer it during the open zone, and then you can come back later on and you can review the recording of that session. So if there's nobody online, that's fine. I might have a few things to say, but if there are people online, we can have a discussion around some of those concepts. It should be a bit of fun, and we'll see how it progresses through the duration of the course. Just want to say, have a great time at Host School, engaging and getting involved. I know you're going to do a great job out there, and I'm really looking forward to some of the stories that you're going to bring back and some of the depth and richness that it will bring to some of the responses that you provide in this course. So for now, that's all from me. So I will say goodbye, and I will see you online, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you. Over and out.